Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we have something pretty interesting to take a look at. You know, I was just recently thinking I've taken a look at two different Mattel Jurassic World Advent Calendars, but I've never taken a look at Schleich's version. I know they do release these, you know, from time to time, so I was intrigued enough that I recently had searched them up on Amazon, and as it turned out, this one was on sale, and it was actually pretty cheap. I can't remember now what it was, but it was like somewhere around 12, 13 bucks, something like that, maybe even less. So I was really impressed with the price, and I thought, well, it's not really something that's going to be a big deal. If it's not that great, I might as well place an order for it, and at the very least, I can see I'll get some pretty cool little dinos from this set. So I bought it and thought, you know, why not review it here on the channel and get a review up finally of one of these Schleich Advent Calendars. You can see we've got an image here on the front of the box showing off, I'm sure a lot of which is included in the set, as well as, if we turn it around, we can see some more images on the side. But on the back, you basically have just an advertisement for Schleich and some of the different products that they have to offer, a lot of which I've actually reviewed here on the channel. I think almost everything. I don't think I've ever reviewed this one. I don't think I have that set actually, but I know I've reviewed this. I know I've reviewed that, but still some pretty cool stuff. And I am definitely a fan of the Schleich line, even if not everybody is. I actually really quite like it. So I'm pretty excited to finally check out one of these advent calendars. As always, let's pop the box open and check it out. So as we can see, once we actually pop the top off of it, we open it up and you look inside. It's the same image basically that we had seen on the front, but we now have the different days here on it. And normally, like with the Mattel versions, I try to save the boxes because the artwork on it is always so nice. I don't care at all about this. It's going to go in the garbage anyway, so I might as well open this the proper way and actually go through the little areas that we have here. So we've got number one right here, which we basically open like a door. And as we can see, in number one, we have our human being, who is exactly the person we see standing right here. So we'll put all of this stuff off to the side until we've got everything opened up, of course, and then we'll check it all out from there. Weird that we're just like sporadically all over the place. I've never really messed with advent calendars. I don't know if they're always that way. I didn't think they were. But once we go to number two, we open the door here on number two. We've got the campfire in there. So we'll close that. Number three is over here. We'll pop number three open. I should have pulled it open. Now it's stuck. That was definitely a bad idea. In here we have something that's really jammed in there. Okay, we've got like a backpack over here. So we've got, I guess, what he'll be carrying his extras in. Then we'll go to number four. And pull number four out potentially. It's like stuck in here for some reason. What is holding that in there? It's stuck because of like the tape or glue or something. Jeez. So there we have a little cup that was in number four, that was, I believe. Close that one. Find number five. Oh, number five is down here. So pop this one open. This one has the chair. So obviously, as you go through the course of the month, you'll have all kinds of cool surprises every day. But one thing I've noticed is they really make you wait for those dinosaurs because we have yet to get one. Number six is possibly a dinosaur. Yes, it is. All right. So until the sixth day, you don't get a dinosaur. And then we finally get ourselves an ankylosaurus. We'll close that one and then move on to number seven, which took me a minute to find. There it is. And number seven has something really way back there. It's like almost hiding in here. I can't even get a hold of it. There we go. So number seven has... oh, we've got a stick with what appears to be like a sausage on it or something that he's cooking. And of course, we'll go over all of this, take a little bit of a closer look at it then. Once we get it all out, we'll move up to number eight. Number eight has his plate. So we've got something to put the sausage on, I guess, if it ever finishes. Then we'll move to number 9, which is down here. Is this another dinosaur? Nope, it's a tree. So we've got a tree this time, which is fun to always have vegetation and stuff with your play set. Then we go to number 10, which is way up here at the top. And we've got ourselves a big slab of meat. That's way better than the sausage we were just looking at. That's definitely going to feed, actually probably feed the dinosaurs. I don't know that he's going to be able to eat all that. I think the dinosaurs, specifically this guy, may end up coming in to take a bite of that. But then the next one would be number 11. And this one looks a little bit bigger. Maybe a dinosaur. Wow, we're like disabling the ball. Oh, I see. There was two sides to that one. So we do have something here. I think maybe looks like an Archaeopteryx, honestly, which if that's what that is, that's really, really neat because I don't believe I have any of those from Schleich. So I was actually very intrigued to get that one and see what it was. So definitely excited to take a closer look at that one. But then we've also got number 12. Which number 12 is a little bird. Oh, we've got ourselves a cute little bluebird. So we'll close that one. Move to number 13, which is right up here. And in number 13, we've got ourselves some more fire and a stick. So I guess that is, you put that together. It turns out to be like a torch of some kind. And then 14 is right here. And in 14, we have, I think, a walkie-talkie. That's what that looks like potentially to me. Yeah, it definitely looks like a walkie-talkie, I believe. Then we'll head to 15, way up here. I got stabbed by the cardboard. And then 15, we have a little bit more vegetation. Looks like cabbage or something that we have there. Then we've got 16. Where is 16 hiding on me? There it is. I almost could not find that at all. 16 is, looks like we've got ourselves a knife, I guess, for protection, and of course maybe to carve up our meat right there. The next one would be 17, which is right there. So we'll pop 17 open, and in here we've got ourselves a baby T-Rex. Look at that. We've got ourselves an adorable little dinosaur hiding in there. That one's actually really cute. I don't remember if I have that one before. I don't think I do. And then the next one would be right down here. And in here, we've got ourselves a bottle of something in there. I don't know what it is, but we've got some form of liquid to drink. And then, of course, we're going to move to 19, which is up here. And then in 19, we've got binoculars. And then, of course, over to 20. In 20, we've got that dinosaur we see on the front, which I guess is some type of raptor, maybe? I mean, it looks like a raptor, kind of. I'm not sure. And then 21 is right here. I almost did not find that at all. It's hiding within that backpack right there, so you can't really see it too well. In here, that's the first time I think we had something that was... Oh, no, the backpack was the first one without a packaging to it, but we've got, again, some vegetation in there, and I don't think there's anything else with it. No, it doesn't look like it. So then the next one would be, of course, 22, which is right here. We'll pull that out and see what we've got. We've got ourselves a tree stump right there. 23 is a bone. And then 24, which would be the final one, is definitely going to be the Stegosaurus. Yeah, I noticed that one wasn't out yet. So that means this is now empty, and we now have a whole bunch of stuff that was contained within to open up. As you can see, you've got a lot once you are done actually opening everything. So I'm going to pop all of this stuff out of the bags, and then we'll check it all out from there. So as we've established, there are 24 pieces in this set, which means there's a lot to get through. So we're not going to take a super highly detailed closer look, and I figured we would just go straight to a closer look once I had everything open. We'll try to get through it at least pretty quickly. First of all, we've got our human being. You can see he looks pretty good overall. He's definitely got a nice highly detailed appearance, as all Schleich human beings usually do. Lots of nice fine detail in his pants. You can see all sorts of wrinkles and creases and stuff, making him look quite realistic. Same deal as we move up here into the shirt. You can see he definitely sports some nice detail. He's also got a Triceratops over here on the side of his shirt, so obviously he's part of some sort of a dino team. And then as you move up, he's got some absolutely gigantic eyeballs, so he's very excited to be here. And they're just really, really oddly big. And you can see his hair is also nicely sculpted, nicely painted and everything as far as that goes. No sloppiness that I can tell when it comes to the paintwork of the human figure. The boots are also quite nice. You have some articulation. I don't think we have neck articulation, no, but we do have arm articulation, which only goes, basically around. You can see forward and back and stuff. That's really all we have going on there. And then we have leg articulation, but the legs move together. So not the best articulation, but Schleich also isn't known to have the best articulation. Just some decent articulation, again, adding a little extra playability to the human figure. On top of that, when it comes to some small accessories, we've got the knife, and the knife actually looks pretty good. You can see the blade and everything looks nice on that. So pretty highly detailed as far as that goes. No real paintwork other than the dark gray that it is, but we also have the backpack, and we're going to actually put this stuff in the backpack, I think, as we go here. You can see that there's a strap here, so we can pull that off and open the backpack, which I think is a nice place to store all these little pieces, because otherwise I would probably lose them. The backpack is a squishy kind of rubbery feel, so you have some nice flexibility to that. You can see the straps on it. Not a whole lot going on when it comes to fine detail of the backpack, but I think it serves its purpose pretty nicely. We've also got the stick that has like a sausage on it or something. Kind of, maybe it's a hot dog. It looks more like a sausage or something to me. That looks okay. Again, not really a whole lot when it comes to fine detail, but it looks decent enough. And you can see, obviously, we've got a dark brown for the stick and then a different tone of brown for the sausage itself. We also have some binoculars, and they actually look pretty good. And one thing I really like is the fact that when you look in, the lenses actually have kind of a shine to them. So it actually makes it look like they have genuine lenses in there. Same deal for this side. So that's pretty cool. And of course, the strap is a nice flexible sort of a rubber. So that's also quite nice. Again, when it comes to accessories, that's a pretty cool one. We've also got the cup. That's just basically a nice silver tone. Nothing too impressive when it comes to that, but it looks, again, okay for what it is. Just nothing crazy. That as well is going in the backpack. We've also got ourselves a little walkie-talkie so he can stay in contact with whoever it is that he is working for. Again, nothing crazy when it comes to fine detail, but just a fun little extra. We've also got the plate, again, basically the same color as the cup, so they definitely look like they should go together. So nothing really impressive when it comes to the detailing aspect, again, of the plate, but just like with the others, I don't really expect there to be. We do also have the bottle, and that's actually really neat because you can see kind of like a bubble on the inside there of the bottle, so it sort of makes it look like it actually has liquid in it. Overall, it is yellow, so it almost looks like it's his bottle of urine, but it is still a pretty cool accessory, especially considering they put enough effort into it to put that little bubble inside to make it look like it has genuine liquid in it. There is also the little bluebird here, and you can see he's got some decent paintwork. Again, a nice bluish tone for the upper side, nice white for the underside. He's got his eyes painted out, and the beak, they as well sport a nice gloss coat to it, and the actual feather detail is pretty decent for the size. You can see that the wings are, again, held nicely into the body right there, the tail as well. So considering how small this is, it's actually a pretty impressive little bird. Definitely a decent figure. The eye looks a little sloppy on this side, but overall, that's actually a pretty nice little addition as well. We've also got the campfire, which they did a pretty good job as far as that goes. You've got all the logs there circling around it, which obviously is what is keeping our fire lit. And then the flames itself has a nice amount of detail to it, as well as a yellowish tone, and then some orange dry brushing over the top so that it kind of gives it that fire-like effect. And definitely would be a fun addition to some little dino toy photography, different photo sessions you could create with a lot of these extras. Overall, I think the extras could add a lot to any scene you try to create. We've also got the vegetation that he has here. Again, kind of looks like cabbage or something that he might be planning on eating. And that as well has a nice sculpt, just a green coloration. looks like, I was trying to decipher if maybe there's some alternate variation of color, but it doesn't really look like it, just basically a green. We've also got some different vegetation in here, one of which includes kind of like a stick on the underneath, so it's like a tree branch that has been pulled down, I guess. And then this side looks like it's got the areas for the stick to go into. You can see the little peg holes, but there's no stick for it, so I don't know if maybe these are interchangeable if you want to swap them out or not, but they are also pretty nicely sculpted. You can see different shades of green for each, and also have a nice detailed appearance on the underside as well. We then have our massive slab of meat, and they've done a good job on this one when it comes to the actual texturing. It looks really good, and they've also given it a red and then a pink dry brushing so that it, highlights the detail and also looks pretty cool. You can see that we've basically got like a strap coming off here and then the bone up here as well for that. So definitely, again, a fun addition if you are planning on playing with this set. I feel like that's one that you could use to like lure in dinosaurs and stuff. There is also the torch. You can see the stick sticking up there into the fire, of course. The fire is painted similar to what we see with the campfire, where we have the yellow and then kind of like some orange dry brushed over. And it also has a little bit of a shine to it, kind of like a satin shine to make it look like fire. The stick is removable, so you can pull that out if you'd like to. And then again, slide that back in there. Definitely, again, pretty fun. We also have a tree stump here, which is, again, nicely sculpted. You've got some cracks and stuff in it, and also some decent texturing painted with a brown. And if you want, you could flip it over, and now you have yourself a bucket almost, because the inside is hollow, which, again, you can actually store some of these smaller pieces in. Like this, which is the little bone that is included in this set. Nothing impressive going on with that, but just another little fun extra. He also has the chair, which is painted with an orange. Doesn't have much when it comes to texturing or fine detail, but it does fold up, which is pretty fun. Again, more playability to the set, but definitely a decent little chair for our human figure. Then when it comes to the dinosaurs, we've got ourselves a nice little ankylosaurus. I would imagine these are all baby dinosaurs. The ankylosaurus looks okay when it comes to the sculpt. Definitely a pretty cool paint application. I actually really quite like the blue here on the back. It's a very nice, vibrant blue. You can see the eye has been given a black pupil. We have some gray spikes there sticking off of the head. It wouldn't have been so bad to see that gray extended out here when it comes to all the armored scoots and stuff on the ankylosaurus, but I can understand why they didn't do that, because it is just a small little accessory figure and nothing like a major release for them. The nails are actually painted. You can see we've got black for the nails. The mouth is open. No actual paintwork for the inside of the mouth, unfortunately. Pretty decent little dynamic pose for the ankylosaurus with the tail turned and stuff. So overall, it's a neat looking figure. Obviously, it's not the greatest ankylosaurus ever, but definitely a nice looking one from Schleich. Same thing can be said for the Stegosaurus. The Stegosaurus sports a green with some red plates, and if you know me, that's actually a color scheme I really like when it comes to Stegosaurus. Doesn't look incredible on this one, but it looks decent, I guess. The actual fine detail of the Stegosaurus as well is pretty well done. Schleich usually does a good job on the fine detail of their figures most times. Black eye again, gray for the beak, painted nails, and the thagomizers actually are painted with a red, same as the plates, which is interesting. Wouldn't have been my first choice, but it works, I guess. And again, you can see the Stegosaurus has its head turned toward its right. The tail is also kind of curving in that direction slightly, and the detailing of the plates is actually nicely done as well. So again, nothing over the top when it comes to the pose, but it almost looks like the little Stegosaurus is trying to defend itself against something, which is pretty cool. We've also got ourselves a little baby T-Rex, and this figure is also really quite nicely done. And one thing I really like about this one is the paintwork is really well done for something so small. You can see that we've got like an area up here where it lightens in the nostrils. The nostrils have been highlighted with a darker tone. The eye is painted really nicely. We also have a lighter tone around the eye there. You've got the nice green running through the face down into the lower jaw. All the teeth are painted there for the lower jaw. And on top of that, as you lead back, we have that green for the body color, but there's a nice dark wash that's been applied to the figure, giving it a little variation to the skin tone, which also looks really nice. It's sitting in a nice crouching position. You can see the arms are held into the body. The nails are painted as well with a light gray, so overall, when it comes to a baby T-Rex, that is actually a really nice looking figure, and I could easily see that one fitting in very nicely with the adult version that Schleich has out. Definitely a very, very cool addition to this set. On top of that, we've also got this interesting little raptor-ish sort of dinosaur. It's got like some feathers coming off of the arms right there, and it looks sort of similar to the Velociraptor Schleich has out, but obviously in a much smaller size, which is what leads me to make the assumption it's a raptor, but we don't really have like a sickle claw. Kind of looks like maybe we do, but not really obvious enough. But you can see the paintwork of this one is also nicely done. We have a brown for the primary body color, a nice dark wash added. Schleich is very good at applying their dark washes usually, so the wash specifically on this one looks actually really nice. You've got the eyes painted with a black. The mouth is open, but it doesn't appear as though the teeth are actually painted, and if they are, maybe they are. They look like maybe they're a slightly different tone of color, but they didn't choose a color that differentiates them enough to make them stand out as obviously painted. But I think they actually might be slightly different in coloration. And you can see we have a red for the inside of the mouth. So it is nice to see that the inside of the mouth is actually painted. We also have a red running along the upper part of the dinosaur, following along the back and out onto the tail. And then again, we have no coloration for the underside, but we do have painted nails for the figure, which is a plus. So pretty cool looking figure, nothing over the top as well, which I don't really think that anything in this set is particularly over the top, but when it comes to a Schleich Raptor style figure, that's a pretty neat one. And in my opinion, the star of the show is definitely this figure, the Archaeopteryx. It looks really cool. This is one figure I kind of wish they would have given a dark wash to, because I feel like the green would have looked a little bit nicer had it had a darker tone, kind of making all of the detail pop, because when you get nice and close, that feather detail is really quite impressive. It looks really good. Same deal as you lead down here into the wings. The feather detail looks really nice. You can see, obviously, we have a green for the majority of the body. We've also got a red as you lead down into the wings. We transition to a yellow down for the feet, and same deal for the hands, as well as the face. Also sports a yellowish tone. We've got a black eye. I'm sorry, it's actually a blue eye. It's a very dark blue, but from back here, when I look at it, again, it actually looked like a black at first, but it's definitely a dark blue eye, which is an interesting coloration choice for the eye. You can also see the mouth is obviously sculpted in an open position. The teeth are all sculpted. The paintwork is there for the teeth, but it's a little jumbled, a little sloppy, not impressive, but it's okay. You can see the nails are painted on the hands. You can also see that the fingers are nicely sculpted and painted again with that yellowish tone. We have the coloration here on the underside also is the same green that we see on the upper side, except for the feathers in the wings there again are given that reddish tone. The feet look okay. Big bulky nails, of course, but painted with a gray, which also looks pretty nice. And again, you also have some beautiful plumage out here in the tail feathers of the Archaeopteryx as well. Same deal for the underside. And again, when you look at the actual fine detail of the feathers, that is really impressive, really well done. So overall, the set is pretty fun. There's a lot included to it, but this Archaeopteryx is definitely my favorite part of the set. And then once you put everything together, you kind of stand it all up. It does create a pretty fun diorama and also shows you that there is a lot included when it comes to this advent calendar. So it, I would say, is worth the price of admission, whether you buy it for the discounted price that I got it for, which I don't know if it is still that price, or whether you go with the full price. Again, there is enough stuff included in here that it makes it worth it for sure. I'm not going to do sizes because there is just so much in here. It would be absolute madness to size up everything in this set, and I don't think that we really need comparisons because I just feel like there's not enough in here that would warrant a comparison, and a lot of these figures are actually figures I've seen before, and I believe I have reviewed some of on the channel before, so it's pretty common knowledge as far as the size goes for most of the stuff included in here. So I really don't think that we need much as far as that stuff goes. But I will say this set as a whole is pretty fun, and again, when it comes to an advent calendar, you've got tons of stuff in here, and that's my first time actually ever in my life opening an advent calendar the way that it's meant to be, and going from, you know, window to window or door, however you want to term those, and opening each one individually. Obviously, I didn't do it through the course of the month like you should, but I did just at least open them the correct way. And it was pretty fun. It's neat to see each one being a surprise and never knowing what you are going to get the next day. And Schleich did a good job. Even the layout to the Advent calendar is pretty good because it kind of tease you at first, like making you want to get a dinosaur, but you go a few days without getting one. And then when you do eventually get one, then it's kind of like sporadic through the course of the month that you would acquire a dinosaur in each day, which is definitely really, really quite neat. And when you look at what is included, there is definitely a lot here. You have all sorts of extras, all sorts of accessories, giving you that nice kind of visual here of a guy who obviously works for some form of a dinosaur team out camping in the woods. He's got his fire going. He has all sorts of baby dinosaurs around and stuff, and it just is really neat overall. And everything included looks really good. The fire looks cool. The meat looks really neat. Again, everything is very highly detailed. The binoculars specifically are awesome. The human figure is really well done when it comes to the sculpt. He's got some articulation, but nothing over the top. The dinosaurs are all also really neat as well. Again, they're almost classic dinosaur figures at this point because they've been out for quite a long time, most of them from Schleich. I don't know if these color variants are exclusive to this set or not because I don't really have too many of the babies in my collection, so I don't know for sure if these paint variants have been released prior. I will say, though, that the baby T-Rex is absolutely awesome, and the Archaeopteryx is also really awesome. Really happy to have those two specifically, as they are my favorite part of this set. But again, definitely another really cool Advent calendar. If you are interested, I will include a link in the description to where you can purchase it on Amazon, and of course, if it's not in stock on Amazon, you can always check the Schleich website out as well and purchase it there. But one way or another, definitely a recommendation from me, so if you are interested, hopefully you grab it, and also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.